Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching episode 20 of my Mystery Monthly Minis. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to episode 20 of my Mystery Monthly Minis. If you've seen this before and you know it works, then you can just skip straight forward to the tasting. Otherwise, the way this works is I have over 150 samples in my sample collection, and my wife has kindly poured one into this blue Glencairn glass. I'll nose it, I'll taste it, I'll tell you if I like it, and I'll have a stab at what I think it is. Should we find out what I'm drinking? On to the whiskey. If you'd like to play along with me and find out what's in my glass when I do, then just keep watching. Otherwise, take a look in the description now for a sneak peek. Before I start nosing and tasting, atop my glass is a Whiskey Trials coin. He's doing great stuff, and if you haven't already, please check out his channel and I'll put a link in the description. Let's start with the nose. Okay, this seems quite fruity, quite sweet. Very sweet. This smells familiar. It smells similar to something I've had before. Not any particular dram, but maybe a distillery or a brand. Possibly smells like a bourbon. Yeah, that fruitiness is starting to come across as cherries, and I'm getting some brown sugar. Yeah, definitely sweet and bourbon-like on the nose. Let's move on to the palate. This immediately comes across as bourbon-like, as I said, so it could be a bourbon or an American whiskey. It doesn't seem overly high ABV. I'd probably say around the 45% ABV mark at the moment. It's nice and sweet, quite light to start though. Getting vanilla, caramelized sort of sugars, getting some cherry, some sort of flat cola. Very nice. Let's have another sip. My initial thoughts are this is an older bourbon, probably 7 or 8 years plus. It has a slightly musty note to it, which I pick up on older bourbons. Its ABV, I'd say, is potentially a little bit higher, maybe nearer the 50% mark now. It's got a nice long finish. Really does linger, and it's slightly sucking my cheeks in, so that's why I'm thinking it's probably higher ABV, maybe around the 50% ABV mark. But there's nothing that stands out in terms of distillery profile. Obviously bourbons can be very similar, but I would say this is a bourbon, not an American whiskey. 50% ABV, possibly got a decent age statement. I don't think I can say much more than that, but it is tasty. I do like this, and I can't wait to find out what it is. Should we find out what's in my glass? Right, so not a million miles away in terms of location. It's a Canadian whiskey and it's Crown Royal Fine Deluxe. It's 40% ABV, and it was Tom Jacklin that sent it to me. So thanks, Tom. It's yeah, it's been on my list of whiskies to try for some time now. Well, what can I say? 40% ABV. It really, although it was quite light to start, it did build up in terms of heat. So I did think it was probably a higher ABV. Obviously it's a North American whiskey, but it isn't a bourbon by any stretch of the imagination. And in terms of flavours, it's nice and sweet, bourbon-esque in terms of what I picked up. But obviously, you know, this is only a few sips of a sample and a very limited time with it. If you tried this, then let me know in the comments, and let me know if I was similar to the notes that you pick up when you drink this, or whether or not I'm a million miles off. But it was actually quite pleasant. I don't know if I'd buy a bottle, but I definitely enjoyed this, and I'm going to spend some more time off camera with this sample. Thanks Tom, and I'll see you next time. Stauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.